Gwaan, beautiful people. We are live. We are live. We are live. All right.
My glasses they look so crooked. Let me wear them, Palmer. Watch it. Oh, it looks so twist up. Watch it.
What?
No, sir.
Come on in, everybody. It's 4:30.
Wagwan, beautiful people. God, well, I'm pretty and look good on this song.
Come on. Come on in, everybody. File in. Let's go. Let's get this thing popping.
Never figure this out.
What?
You always center me always crooked.
God have mercy. Look at this now.
Oh, man.
Just fix up the thing
fix
now.
Up the thing, but you always look so... I don't know if I'm a chair more.
No, you have to bring it closer this way. Oh, my God.
With that lady, you know.
All right. Who's here? Who do we got? We got GT Grows in Alaska.
Look there. Why can't it be like that?
Look at GT Grows in Alaska. He's
GT
almost
Grows in Alaska. What's going on? What's popping?
He's up north there, way up. Remember the Jolly Green Giant? They used to say that. We're way up. But anyhow, I'm dating myself.
Are you? You are really?
Yeah, that's okay. Those who know.
Oh ho ho!
Not that Green Giant. Not the one. I'm talking about like. It's okay. I'm dating myself. You wouldn't know. These people wouldn't know. That was way back.
Ho ho ho! Green Giant.
Not that Green Giant.
You know what I'm talking about.
Hey GT, how goes it in Alaska? Are you still under snow? Because all of our snow melted down here.
Alaska, they got great weather up there in Alaska. Anchorage. And
you're probably starting all your seeds indoors. The sun decided to come out right now.
Funny enough, the sun has been it's been cloudy all day.
But it's not going to stay. There's lots of
cloudy all day. And the minute it's time for us to do our live.
And it comes out. He's in Anchorage.
Gwaan
Anchorage representing. So what's you rather like right now? Because I know we all think that you live in igloos up there, but I know that's not so.
Igloos?
Yeah. They think we live in igloos in Toronto. All the Americans think we live in igloos up here.
Well, what do you think Alaska is? They're Americans.
They are, but I'm saying, I know he's not in an igloo up there, but I know he probably still has snow. So I'm asking. Bluebird's here.
Hello,
Green
Bluebird.
Giant.
Welcome.
He remembers the Green Giant.
I can't.
And GT says we had snow yesterday and the day before. Okay, so I guess all your seed starting is happening inside, of course.
Our snow is just melting away right now.
Who do we got? We got Real Talk. Pastor Nash is saying
welcome,
hello.
Pastor Nash. Welcome to the show.
Pastor Nash is the bomb.com, guys. You got to tune into her show, Real Talk, because she really talks the things.
Here.
She talks the things. She's not your typical pastor. She talks about the real talks. All right. Who else? Oh, you know what? Why am I trying to look at the screen there? Because we both know I can't see that.
I can't see for
here comes the sun again.
As we just made mention, the it's been cloudy all day long, and then all of a sudden it's time for us to do the live, and guess what comes out? The sun. And it's so bright. But you know what? We might have to put it down because the sky is clearing. Yeah. The problem is if we put it down, I'm going to have a hard time putting it back up.
GT Grows in Alaska says it's about 30 degrees. Okay.
30 degrees. Wow.
And he says, but before the snow started, they saw grass. All of our snow has melted, which is fantastic.
Pretty much.
I even see little shoots coming up in my garden. I'm so tempted to go out there, but I know that winter is not finished with us yet.
We've had rain for the last couple of days, and this weekend, as it said, that it's the last weekend of winter. So we're certainly looking forward to some up weather. And I'm all cheerful now because I know there's something to look forward to. Spring has been sprung.
Now, everybody's filing in. How about if everyone puts up where they are watching us from? Because we already have Alaska in the house. Who else is here from wherever? Just put it up in the chat where you're from.
Put it up.
Now, Pastor Nash of Real Talk is saying that she will be on tonight live at 8 p.m.
You guys got to all check out Pastor Nash. She's got an absolutely awesome program. and you guys will be inspired.
Yes, she's our good friend. We all grew up together in school. Now, GT Grows in Alaska says that he has definitely started his seeds indoors. Of course, because your growing season is probably a lot shorter than ours. And Bluebird says, is there a list of topics today? But Bluebird, you just coming at the chat, so come call me out. Is there a list of topics in the chat
today? You know
what?
To be honest with you, Bluebird, we can discuss anything you want to discuss. Anybody else want to discuss? We may have a few touch points here and there, but I think, and I like to see the show based mainly on what our audience and our listeners have to say and comments they have to make, and we just kind of go with it. Because I'll tell you one thing about the Informer Window. We don't normally come here with any agenda.
Although I know you can't see this, but I did make a little list. I did make a little list. But we've been mulling over the talking points, and we didn't want to restrain the chat to any one thing. Although I do have a few talking points here, but thank you. But
I'll tell you something though. You know that El Presidente is always on my lips, right?
He's never on my list.
He's always, because he's such an interesting character that there's always talking points where he's concerned.
Listen,
he makes it so exciting.
What we should be talking about is that we have a new prime minister here in Canada.
Yeah, Mr. Mark Carney.
Although I felt a little bit of a tear come to my eye when Trudeau gave his final speech. Mind you, I was really pissed off with him like the rest of the country, and I wanted him out. But then when he actually got out, I did feel a little twinge of, oh no, he's gone. But I'm hopeful for Mark Carney and what he can do for us.
I think, as far as I'm concerned, my death has been paid to Pierre.
To the Liberals?
No, never mind, to Pierre. Because I voted for Justin because of his father. Not because of anything
I guess a lot of people
that he's done. Because of his father.
And I want to give a shout out to our Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford. He's out there with those elbows up. He ain't taking no shot from no orange man. Him not taking no shot.
Not only that, but I think we all know right now that he has a couple of BALLS. You know what I mean? He's got some.
Yeah, he's standing up for us.
He stood up. He stood up strong, and we appreciate that.
Now, GT says that he is in zone 4A. Okay, so you guys should watch GT because GT Grows in Alaska shows you that you can do gardening way up in zone 4. You can definitely do gardening in zone 6. So you need to watch that.
Absolutely.
And GT wants to know, who is Pastor Nash? Pastor Nash is Real Talk in the chat. So Real Talk with Pastor Nash. I think she changed the name to just Real Talk now. But you can tune into her and get some vibes there.
Oh gosh, let me tell you.
And Bluebird saying, "Oh, okay, yes, Bluebird, you call me out, so I have to have my little list. But hey, the list is organic; it's forever changing and flowing." GT is in an ad, and he says, "I gave it 30 seconds." Well, that's all we can hope for because we're not here. I mean, we're here for ads, but ads kind of muck up the thing.
Yeah.
So where's everybody from? We got GT who's coming from Alaska. Where's everybody from? Bluebird, where are you from, Bluebird? Where are you watching us from? Now, GT says, Real Talk doesn't have a picture on the thumbnail, so I didn't know that they did content. That makes sense.
There you go.
That makes sense.
But you will be awesomely inspired when you check out Pastor Nash program.
Now,
I certainly am.
One of the things that I am going to start, I already started doing, from the chat, I'm going to post a few links in my community posts of other people that, that are in the chat that you can follow, that we've been following for a long time. And I believe she was in my community post from last Sunday. So if you can't find her link, you can check her out there. I put up 4 links in my community post from last week's chat. So hopefully you guys can check out some of those people there. Real Talk with Vivian. Real Talk with Vivian, she's saying. That's the official name of the channel, GT. It's Real Talk with Vivian. Oh, GT says he is originally, or I should say your name properly, GT Junior. Is that how you say it? GT Junior Grows It Alaska. GT Junior Grows It Alaska. And he's originally from Georgia. Bluebird is from England.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Jolly old England.
Jolly old England. The cousins of
mind you,
Canada.
Mind you, our current prime minister used to be the governor of England, of the Bank of England. Pardon me.
Yes,
the governor of the Bank of England.
Yeah.
As he was also the governor of the Bank of Canada. And
so does that mean he's going to make us all get rich?
I don't know.
Keep more money in our pocket?
I'm not sure whether he was with Bank of Canada before he went to England or vice versa. But either way, he is an economist. He's an acclaimed economist and a world-renowned.
There we go.
Did we go away?
We're back.
A world-renowned economist and a financier, and I think I'm hoping that he can bring us out of this crisis and start ensuring that we negotiate with this nice fella.
Listen,
and,
I'm gonna put. Matter of fact,
it's not even about this fella. It's about the rest of the world, because given that situation that is brewing,
is that better? Yeah.
Situation that is brewing. He seems to be
angering.
He seems to be angering a lot of people.
Okay, we put the blinds down because that son is just playing with me now.
Yeah, enough about him.
Yeah,
that guy, that popular guy.
All right, let me get this back up because I can't see that. I can't see the talking point.
Yeah,
all right,
it's kind of hard to see what's going on there.
Did we freeze? We might have froze here.
Yeah. So anyway, I was asking Lo a short while ago to reach out to her son, and this lady with her very rude and bright self turned to me and said, "Stop being a rotary phone."
Yeah, you're being a rotary phone.
Rotary phone. She said, "I'm being a rotary phone because I guess she could sit there and she can just text him and get him on the horn." Well, 2 minutes later, she's asking me, "Did you talk to her niece?" I said, "Well, you stop being a rotary phone."
Listen,
I wouldn't talk to her. I would have just texted her.
Is a rotary phone. He has a very advanced device in his hand, and he has to ask all these questions. How do you do this? How do you do that?
It's just more advanced than I am. That's all.
I'm going to get you a T-shirt that says rotary phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's rotary phone. Because rotary phone did us all wonderful for as long as it lasts.
Yeah, but it's obsolete. It's out of date. Obsolete. Get with the program. Get with the times.
Let the internet go down and see how fast your rotary phone becomes the most vital thing you have.
Now, I wanted to say to you guys to clarify who we are. So obviously, I'm Lo. Well, it's not obvious. I'm Lo, and this is Nino, and the channel is Nino and Lo. The reason why I'm clarifying it is because sometimes when I go into some of your chats, and it's me, and y'all say, "Hi, Nino. Hi, Nino." And you guys just drop the low. I'm insignificant. I'm insignificant. Mind you, I told Nino from now on, when you comment, make sure you let people know which one of us are commenting. But y'all just drop the low, son. You just Nino. Are
you kind of getting your feelings up in
there? That's right. Especially when I'm the one in the chat.
Are you hurt?
I'm very hurt, especially when I'm the one in the chat.
She's hurt, guys.
There are
I think she needs a hug.
No, because people don't. People have a lot of weird names for part of their YouTube channel, so people don't understand that there's two people on this chat sometimes because they think it's one name, and it's a little weird when they.
Nino and Lo.
So Nino and Lo, two people. He does the cooking most of the time.
No,
and all of the time. And I do the gardening
all of the time because if she ever cooks, I'll tell you the one thing that's going to happen.
What?
Is the fire department will be here.
Really?
If you ever cook,
listen,
the fire department
don't let me call you out. Don't let me call you out.
Don't even try that.
All right, since you want to go there, people, hang on, people. Miss Ukomba.
This is a mishap.
No.
This is a
Miss Ukomba.
No, she's going to try to embarrass me. And I'll tell you, this is a bit of a mishap. Because I had a bit of a situation this morning, and it was an experimental situation. It wasn't the norm. It was merely experimental, and I overestimated the temperature that the stovetop was set at. And this lady is trying to embarrass me by presenting. Don't pay any attention to that.
This morning.
Don't pay any attention
to that. Good up chicken that the man bun up.
No.
The house was full of smoke and almost ready to burn down because he is testing different, what did you call it?
Different batters. I was testing different
the
methods
oil that he was using. He said, chicken. "Oh, the fry point of the oil. I need to test the smoke point of the oil." So this is telling you that the goddamn smoke point was too high. How about that? How about that? So no, don't tell me I can't cook when you're coming up with black chicken.
You have accomplished your mission. Thank you. Trying to embarrass me.
Yeah, I did.
But for clarification purpose, I will have you guys know that that was a tester. But first of all, before I go any further, why don't you tell everyone out there what the end product looked and tasted like?
It turned out absolutely amazing.
Go ahead.
And he's testing it for a future video. We did do a video before about frying chicken, but he's doing another little bit of tester because we do some research before we cook certain things.
And part of that research process is to go through that to see whether or not you got the right temperature on the stove, whether the chicken itself, whether the brining that you're using is flavorful, whether the method that you're using is adequate. So there are different testing method that's going on here.
Well, Real Talk here is saying that testers are allowed. She says that happens to her as well.
Thank you.
And in the future, she'll say hi to both of us just in case, because she doesn't know who's there.
She doesn't want your feelings to be hurt.
And Bluebird is laughing at you. You see? So even though you are accomplished in your cooking, you're not perfect,
absolutely
right?
not.
So
I am not perfect by any means. I'm just the closest thing to perfect.
Whatever. So a lot of you that are here that come to our channel, that come and try to pick up a little bit of knowledge and learn how to cook up or chef up. Just know that even people who cook all the time, sometimes they don't always get it right.
You can make mistakes as well, but it's great to experiment. So rest assured, when I do make that video, it is going to be amazing, because I'll tell you that process this morning and the batter and the whole it's just amazing. The end result I was really impressed with the end result.
Now, Bluebird says, "Yikes!" But the chicken doesn't look a little over ready. A little over ready. I like
over ready.
The chicken is just a little over ready.
That is a Jamaican version of well done chicken.
Now, we are Dream Warriors is in the house. They're saying hello to everybody and saying hope they're not late. You're never late for Nino and Lo.
We weren't even late today. I was sitting here on time with my tea in hand.
He was.
I even had time to make her a cup of tea.
We have Kiki Rising Queen is saying, "Hey, family."
Welcome,
and
Kiki.
Real Talk is saying it was very well done chicken. Now, as you guys come into the live, I want you to give me a thumbs up, because YouTube and their algorithm business, they like the thumbs up.
They love the thumbs up.
And the little heart that's in the corner of your screen, there's a little heart. Just keep pressing that heart. So that
just tell them that you guys love us.
YouTube starts to send the little heart out. Now, I'm supposed to have my moderator here, but where the moderator day? Moderator, how you just a wander aimlessly, moderator? You see that? Come into the screen so the people can see what you look like. Come.
He just came in. He just came in the room.
You hear what the boy just came into the room and asked for? Where's the chicken at? Because he realizes that we must have done some test cooking. So that's all he's up here looking for, is food. But yet he's not moderating the way he's supposed to be moderating. This is our oldest son.
So where's it at?
It's in the fridge. He doesn't care. It's just where is it?
Where's the chicken?
So just know that you don't always have to be perfect when you're cooking. It's trial and error, man. It's trial and error. But the chicken eventually came out tasting pretty good.
It came out good. I did a couple of different versions, and it really, really turned out well.
Yes, it is.
So I was watching a little video earlier of, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but couple of high school girls, I guess they're running 4x4, 4x2 or whatnot. And one of the young lady, after she was passed by the other, swung her arm at the other one and hit her in the head with the baton.
She took the baton and she rassed her in the back of her head because she was losing.
I don't know if she rassed her in the back of her head.
Yes. Have you guys seen the video? It's all over YouTube.
That was something else. Now, I have seen where I believe it might have been a world championship or an Olympic race where these two fellows were running, and one of them deliberately hit the other one in the back because he was being passed. And that is what that video reminded me of.
See, Bluebird is saying, oh, yeah, she saw that. Now, the family of the girl that did the swiping, we should call her Swiper, she's now coming out
what do we call
crying.
Them? Swiper and victim?
Crying and saying that you guys are all having sympathy for the victim, but what about me? What about me? Not showing any remorse, I believe still hadn't apologized to the victim or the family. I just thought, no, this is not good sportsmanship and not a good look for the whole, I think it's collegiate.
But did she, no, they appear to be high schools.
Are they high schools?
Yeah, they're high school kids.
Not a good look.
But can you,
sportsmanship.
With all uncertainty, say she swung that arm and hit her?
Several
or was
YouTubers,
it in stride that
several YouTubers have dissected the incident. They've slowed down the tape. There is no question in my mind. She deliberately pulled her hand back and rasped that girl in her head.
So she didn't just hit her.
No.
She rasped.
And the girl had a concussion and a skull fracture, I believe. Wow. No, she rasped.
Now you guys understand this whole Rossing thing. That is beyond hitting.
Yeah, that's
so when you hit someone, you hit him. But when you ross someone, you really hit him.
Listen, it's not funny, but there are some words in Jamaican patois that really emphasize the motion, or really, it's like an extra description of the word. And when you say that means you give it a little extra oomph. Like
and sometimes when somebody wants you to really have it, she said, let me say, Horacio.
That means good for you. Oh my God. Oh, we have the author extraordinaire, Gary McIntosh.
Hey, Gary,
here.
Welcome to the show.
And
welcome.
Gary says, love your chemistry as always. But any further thoughts about doing a Lo's favorite things? Well,
wow, here we go.
I have thought of that. So what
are some of your favorite things?
No, hold on. Let me explain.
Besides me.
So what he's referring to is that he thinks that I should do like a list, maybe once a month or whatever, as Lo's favorite things, because look what I got. I got his book. So Gary McIntosh, he's in the chat, everybody. Everybody give him a round of applause. Give him some hand claps.
Yeah, say hi, Gary.
So Gary is an author, and this is his book here. It's called,
W's.
What are W's for?
The letter W.
For what?
Put W's in the chat for the author.
What does that mean?
It's like a win.
So the moderator over there is saying that usually you say put W's in, but because we're rotary phones, we want hands of applause, okay?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. W's
it's
or
the book. You can get it on Amazon. Actually, I'm gonna put the link in my. Did
we not put the link before?
No, I didn't. That's
the rotary phone in you, right?
Yeah. But Precursory Tales, and it's a collection of 2 short stories. And he does have other books. So what I want to do is I want to read this book. And then if any of you read the book, then maybe we can have a little chat about the book with the author to really interpret the book. And this is him here. I don't know if you can see that. Nice looking young black man write his book. So I had to get both, because I had to get the hard copy and I got the paperback version, and I'm going to read, and then I'm going to come back, and that'll be one my first favorite things is that book. So how about that? I'm going to put the link, and maybe you guys can read along with me. Wouldn't that be nice?
Funny enough, as you should talk about book, and we're just having a topic about our ex-prime minister, Justin Trudeau.
Oh, you just jumped from Prime Minister.
Because you're just talking about book, and we're talking about Trudeau. So years ago, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, who was Justin Trudeau's father and also Prime Minister of Canada, was asked in an interview, how does he feel about his wife, Margaret Trudeau, at the time, writing her 3rd book? And his response was typical Trudeau. He said, that's amazing, because she seemed to have written more books than she's read.
Oh, ooh, that was a dig. And
I will never forget that. That was how, and that was typical Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
That was a dig. Anyways, Bluebird says, and she's talking now about the incident with the baton. She says, they said that she didn't do it on purpose, but hey, the footage don't lie. And that's what I'm saying. That footage did not lie. That girl put her hand up, swung, and cracked that girl on her noggin, okay?
Well,
that is just poor sportsmanship. And I believe that she's been now charged with assault. Which is unfortunate.
Either this child has an anger problem that needs to be addressed seriously, or it was just a collision. They might have because if you notice, if you're watching this video, it is poor sportsmanship. But as you're watching this video, you can tell that the two young ladies, they get awfully close to that line, that border between the two lanes. They've got awfully close. So I'm not quite sure whether their elbows touch or there's some bumping.
I think she just felt that the girl was going to pass her. She was going to lose.
But she's already losing. There's another girl way in front.
Now, We Are Dream Warriors says, very true, because a box is less than you. I mean, Ross.
So it was the box. It was a
Ross lick. Jenny's laughing. Jenny's clapping for the author. Thank you, Jenny. And Bluebird is saying, hello, Gary. So, guys, honestly, I'm gonna put the link to the book in my community post after this live. And if you guys are readers out there, you can get the book through Amazon, like I got the book through Amazon, and then we can kind of do a book comparison, and we can have Gary on, and we can all, have enjoyed talking to him and finding out his thought process in writing the book, and maybe, he can develop the characters live for us. That's so exciting, for a young author. I think he does have a couple of other books out, but so exciting to have a young author like that on a live with us. So everybody say what's up to Gary, give him a round of applause, and buy his book. Now let's all get a big snap or a big W, as he says, because the moderator is finally in the house. Welcome, Pinky AFM. You're finally logged on. And he's telling you to put W's in the chat for Gary. And that means we seem
to have a few people just hiding in the weeds there, guys. Just say hello. Let us know where you're from, what city you're in, what country you're in, what continent you're on. Okay. As we have viewers all over the world.
Yes.
I think we might even be tapping into a NASA satellite when somebody's gonna.
As long as it's not Elon's. What is it? What satellite is his Starlink?
Starlink.
Well, Doug Ford said that not coming here. If you don't want to play ball with Ontario and Canada, that Starlink is out of here.
That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, it would be a good thing. But if you're not playing ball and you're doing all this stuff to hurt our economy, why are we going to help you?
Well, I don't even think. We keep going back to the same topic, but I don't think it's just hurting our economy. It's just hurting the world's economy.
Yes. Real Talk is saying that she's from Toronto, Canada.
Yes,
I know we have a few people here.
Big up yourself.
Kiki Rising Queen, I believe you're up in Brampton there. That's almost like a whole nother country to me. Because
isn't that where Kiki
Rising Queen? Because
Queen?
If you're not in the downtown city of Toronto, or it's the greater parts, if I have to drive too far, 20 minutes, half an hour, yeah.
No, I don't agree with that.
That's not for me. It's too far.
We may live in the city, but where they are, or where Kiki Rising,
it's still a city, but
it's the greater metropolitan Toronto area.
I'm spoiled. I'm a city girl. You need to be within
you're not just a city girl. You're a snob.
No,
you're a snob.
No, if I have to drive half an hour to get to your place, it's far.
You're a snob.
Highway driving, it's far.
I think it's far. What are you proposing? They put up a border. I have border check for them coming into Toronto?
Yeah.
Really?
Bring your passport. Now, another thing that we should bring up is that we had a poll.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We did a video last week about spices, right?
Very interesting.
And
poll.
We did a short about the Better Pack curry.
Is it the Better Pack or the Better Pack?
It's the Better Pack. That's my version. It's the Better Pack.
She will say Better Pack, or she'll say Roadie.
But he says Better Pack. You got to put some bass in it. Better Pack.
Some bass in there.
But we asked, we did a poll, and we wanted to know how many of you have used the Better Pack curry. 47% of you said yes, you have used it, and 53% said they've never used it.
They've never used it and never heard of it.
Right.
Well, I'll have you guys know the Better Pack curry. If you want to make genuinely authentic Jamaican curry goat, curry chicken, curry chickpeas, curry vegetables, curry anything you want. I even put some curry in my fritters.
Yes.
Or fritters.
Yes.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And I only use Better Pack.
Yes.
Because that somehow that has a flavor, and it has a flavor profile that any Jamaican will recognize. As a matter of fact, if I go to a restaurant and they're eating,
here comes,
that's the
Better Pack. All right,
and that's just a small bag. I normally buy the 5 pound bag.
I had so often. One of our subscribers, is it the Jamaican Queen? Oh, I don't know her full name, but she lives in Washington State, and she says that she can't get this stuff.
At one point,
the Maggie seasoning and the Better Pack.
At one point, this was very hard to get.
So it's maybe the thing is not everybody, like we're very multicultural here in Toronto. Mm-hmm. We have a strong Jamaican culture, Jamaican population. So we get everything here. But maybe that's not the case where some people live. So we're kind of spoiled.
And I understand that throughout the Caribbean, there's different brands of curry that is used.
Right.
But I'm telling you, Better Pack curry is authentically Jamaican, as is the sunshine and the water and beach.
Now, Gary McIntosh says, "Lo, the way you express the Ross is off the chain." He loves it. It's hilarious. Now, Gary McIntosh is a little bit of a linguist, guys. So he studies words and their application and how they've kind of evolved through the years. It's fascinating talking to him. I keep tooting his horn, but that's my zhuzh. That's my thing. These people in this house.
Your zhuzh. What's your zhuzh?
You know, my little je ne sais quoi, my little ting, the little ting boat.
This is what we have to live with. She can't just talk normally. She has to put in all these little schwa and
here we go.
Je ne sais quoi.
Schwa.
Schwa. Like Ashawa.
No, it's not.
It's not Ashawa. It's schwa.
But anyway.
Got you.
These people in this house are always telling me I don't speak English, when in fact I'm the only one in this house that speaks English. Okay? The rest of them butcher the English language. And I mean,
as do most people. You
have so much access to so many words, but when I use a word, they'll be like, what? Okay, take for instance. Now, Gary, you're going to be on my side for this one. I said to this moderator here, big great tone boy, he's not even a boy, he's a man. Asked him to go upstairs and get something. And he said, I can't see it. I said to him, it's upstairs. Just look on the chest of drawers. I said, look on the chest of drawers. He comes downstairs. What? Nino's like, what? The chest of drawers. Nino, what did you say?
Chest of drawer.
Okay. He's like, what?
Chest of drawer.
The chest of drawer? I'm like, no, the chest of drawers, not the chest of drawer. And here comes Tremaine, who also is like, it's called a chest of drawer. It's not chest of drawers. So you guys can put in the chat who's right, who's wrong. Is it chest of drawers?
No, it's a chest of drawers.
Chest of drawer.
It's a chest of drawers. But you know, in light of being raised in Jamaica, we don't say chest.
But you're not in
drawer.
Jamaica right now.
I understand that, but we still have.
So what do you guys call the dresser that's in your room? The high dresser, not with the mirror. The high dresser that has several rows of drawers. What do y'all call it?
That? Okay.
Yes, I want to hear. Now, SGB 1949.
Hey, SGB 1949.
Is saying, hi, Nino. I'm watching, so I kept my word.
Wagwan.
Welcome to the chat.
Yeah. Always appreciate. We love that.
And Pinky AFM, who is the moderator, is telling everybody, don't forget to tap on the little heart that's in the bottom.
Right-hand corner.
Okay, there we go.
Speaking of that,
sorry. We go.
I'm sorry.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. Where's the heart?
I don't know.
Where's the heart?
I don't know.
This is a woman that has absolutely no idea the difference between her right hand and her left hand. So you got to be careful with this one. What side is it on? It's on the right.
I know that this is my left, and this is where my wedding ring is, the left.
Yes.
But yeah, sometimes I get a little confused. Leave me alone.
And I can only imagine you at work, and they say, "Well, this lady has an appendix on the left side."
Listen, I know.
What side are you gonna? I get into that. You remove the thumb on the right hand as opposed to the one on the left.
Listen,
wow,
it just doesn't come instant. I have to think about it. It's not that I don't know my left from my right, but it doesn't come automatic. I have to think. I have to give it a little thought. So we have G Mama growing hard in the garden, saying hello to Nino and
What's
Lo.
What's going on, G Mama?
And saying
What's
hello
poppin'?
to the chat. Nice to
What's
have
poppin'?
you, G
What's
Mama.
poppin'?
Now that's another gardener. If you're interested in gardening, you can check out G Mama grows
that
hard in the garden.
SGB 1949. That's my mentor.
That's Anthony.
Anthony, that's my
mentor.
mentor.
Anthony. Now, is Anthony in Barbados?
Anthony, I think Anthony now lives in ATL. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think he now lives in ATL. That guy on there, that's my mentor. He taught me how to cook. He taught me how to use a knife. He taught me a lot of things. And
Anthony,
we go way back.
Your Padawan bun up the chicken this morning. You see this, Anthony?
No.
Bun up the chicken this morning.
Listen, chef, don't listen to her and the chicken. I was just testing a product, and it just kind of went left on me because the oil had a very low smoke point, and it wasn't cooperating. So
now G Mama is saying thank you. G Mama has a lot of hydroponic things that she's growing right now, so that's a good look. And especially us that are up here in Zone 6, I want to take you guys to grow something this season. My motto this season is grow more, spend less. Grow more, spend less, because food prices are off the chain, and certain things that you can grow, even in our short season, like tomatoes. Tomatoes are the easiest thing. They will grow for you all summer long. That helps with your food budget. Like, there's a lot of things that are easy to grow that you can do even if you don't have a lot of space. You can do it in a container.
That, guys, not only the growing of it, but after you purchase it in the market, we tend to waste a lot of things. Okay, yeah. We tend to waste a lot of things. Simple things as your onion peels or your garlic peels that you're throwing away. Old carrots or celery. You can put all that together and put some chicken or some beef in there and make a nice broth.
Yes,
and extract the flavor from those
we should do a video on that because a lot of people don't probably don't do utilize that.
Chef will attest to this. Back in the days, we used to have a bucket where we'll put all the waste stuff. Well, you would consider it waste.
Well, they're not
carrot
really
peels
scraps.
And orange peels and carrot peels or onions. Celery, all that type of stuff, and then we would use that to produce an amazing stock, which in turn produce an amazing gravy and an amazing sauce.
Yeah.
So we got to stop waste.
You can always compost it.
You can always compost it.
I would love to compost. I don't compost, and the reason why I don't is because we have so many darn critters that come in our backyard. We have raccoons. We have possums. We have rabbits because I found a whole section that they've been using as their little latrine, their little outhouse.
Well, I got
in my garden bed. I see all the little pellets.
I got plans for them because I've got 3 traps in the garage, and I'm going to use all 3 of them. I'm going to put them all out.
Mind you,
I'm going to just trap them, but I relocate them.
We relocate them. We don't harm them.
No, I don't harm them.
We just relocate and really, it's down the street, so they probably come right back.
Relocation for me was we do have limits to which we can relocate.
Yeah.
Like the city has set boundaries. So if they say you can't go outside of a 3 or 4 block radius,
right?
We try to do it within those radius.
And we have like a green space that's down the street practically. So we just kind of put them there, and hopefully they'll find a little home
find
there.
Somewhere else. Go hang out somewhere else.
They can't be pooping in my garden beds. Ain't nobody got time for that. But the reason. It's fertilizer, yeah, but not in that hot form. It has to kind of break down a little bit. Yeah. Hot poop is not good fertilizer. I think it kind of has to decompose a little bit and mix up with other stuff. But I don't compost because that's just food for them. You know, and there's a lot of things that I would love to grow, but I'm afraid of those critters out there.
Don't forget to hit those hearts on the right-hand side and give a thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up, guys.
Now, Bluebird is saying, since you guys tapped into our hearts, we can tap into your heart. So thank you very much for the tap.
Tap into our hearts.
G Mama is just expanding on what I said. Grow more, spend less. And that is going to be my hard and fast motto for this season. I am trying to expand what I usually grow, because I'm more of a flower and to have a pretty looking garden. And we would have some vegetables, but you know, maybe I don't have a farm back there.
I've always had the attitude that I don't plant anything I can't grow. So while she's planting her flowers, I'm out there planting some tomatoes or some spring onions or anything that I can consume.
But
that is what
what's the point of planting when you don't get to harvest? You don't get to reap because the critters are getting to it before. Like, I want to plant strawberries this year. I planted 2 little plants last year for the girls, and they were so tickled when they got strawberries from the plant. And I would love to have a little strawberry patch where I have a little bit more just for them. But I need to design a system where we get to eat the strawberries and they don't just get eaten by raccoons, because I don't want to bring them all to the yard by giving them a whole grocery store back there. So if I can figure out something that works for me, maybe I will expand. But I am going to expand this year and grow a little bit more food, because I tell you, those grocery prices,
yeah, they're sort of out the roof now.
Now, We Are Dream Warriors. How do I get rid of this thing? Oh, there we go. We Are Dream Warriors says, LOL, in rap, hot shit is good, but not in the garden. May I tell you, if you ever see the amount of poop
in rap or
in rap music.
Oh, in
when
rap.
You say I'm hot shit, that means you're good.
I got it.
But in the garden, hot shit ain't so good, because I think it burns the plants or something. G Mama, you can help me out there if I'm saying something wrong. Now, SGB,
very much like when the dogs urinate in that pool, it kind of burns that.
Yeah, because it burns the grass. SGB 1949 says, I hope it was only one piece and not the complete dinner.
No, 3 pieces. Only because I put the 3 pieces in at the same time. The oil was too hot. It decimated those 2 pieces.
And it almost burned on the house.
No, that's
the amount of smoke that was in this house.
There was a lot
Thank
of
God
smoke, yes.
It was such a nice day outside. I was able to open so many windows in the door.
But
now, Gary McIntosh says the U.S. definition of chest of drawers. Thank you, Gary. You have my back. Just to reference a popular definition, is a piece of furniture with drawers in which you keep things such as clothes. That, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, nowhere in that dictionary does it say chest of drawer. Thank you, Gary. Point made.
Oh, boy.
Point made. Chest of drawers.
That is the what? The U.S. definition. The Jamaican definition is chest of drawer. Chest of drawer. Okay, that's the U.S. definition.
Now we have Ivan Berry in the
Welcome,
house.
Ivan. Wagwan.
Small ox day. Yeah.
Small ox chop down what?
Big trees. So he's saying boom. He's here. Wagwan. Small
You hear that boom?
And he's saying boom, boom, boom.
Into the room.
Boom. I enter the room.
Dream is all around.
Yeah. Listen, I'm the biggest Dream Warrior fan. I know all the lyrics, so don't test me with that. Now the Bluebird says, good one, we are Dream Warriors, talking about the hot shit. Hot shit in hip hop means you're good.
You're good.
But in the garden, ain't
It's
so
bad.
good. Now G Mama says, I was in the ads, came back and heard my name. No, I was saying about the rabbit poop that's back there, and people are saying it's good fertilizer for the garden. I'm saying hot shit in the garden ain't good, because it has to decompose, I believe, a little bit. Just putting the fresh poop in the garden, I don't think that's very good.
We got a solution for those guys, because I went out and got me a couple bags of cayenne pepper.
Just to sprinkle around when they start scratching.
And all that's going to do is just
keep them out.
It's going to discourage them.
Because
so
once I start putting
to trap them and relocate them, let me try to discourage them first off.
And where they're scratching isn't where we keep our vegetables. We keep our vegetables closer to the house, kind of in a raised kind of planter type thing. But that's where I'm about to start digging and cleaning out my bed soon. And I don't want to be bucking up on all sorts of rabbit poop.
We're sure glad you don't have some big dogs walking around here.
Well, you know.
Might be for a surprise.
Nobius Nightshade in the house is saying, hey.
Big up yourself.
And Ivan bigging up himself again with a boom. Boy, you're making a lot of noise, small acts.
Room.
We Are Dream Warriors are saying, what's up, small acts? And GT Grows in Alaska says, I'm back. I had to make a few calls. Well, welcome back, GT Grows. Back. We're talking about the motto of the season, which is grow more, spend less.
Spend less.
Right? Grow more, spend less. And I know you know all about that because you're doing the things up there in Alaska, growing indoors when you can't get out in that cold weather. Now, G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden says rabbit poop is considered safe straight out the chute. No need to decompose. Unlike chickens, okay.
What about raccoon?
No. Ain't nobody got time for raccoon poop. I don't want no raccoons. And
raccoons are...
Once they start going into the bathroom on your property, they call it a raccoon latrine.
They don't stop.
And they just you have to really discourage it with a little ammonia or the cayenne pepper so that they just don't take your place as a latrine.
I had one time, I remember putting up some spikes on the top of my fence to discourage the raccoons from walking along the fence line. So there was a little gap in between one set of spikes and the other. And can you believe
just about this big?
The day after I put those spikes up, a raccoon made its way up there and dropped a load right in the middle of the two spikes. Almost like they're trying to say,
yeah, take that. Boom. Boom.
So they're very purposeful.
Now, Ivan is saying, small acts in Anguilla playing Dungeons and Dragons and vibing with Lorna and Nino. My people, them that. You see?
Big up.
So you're in Anguilla by the seaside.
Fishing, eating those good fish.
Yes.
Enjoying the good water.
You're living the good life. Well, our weather here is warming up. Like, for us, spring is, I would say spring has sprung. It's not officially
the last
here.
Weekend of winter, though.
But usually here in Toronto, the weather plays with us this time of year. So we might have a gorgeous day and then boom, we end up with a freezing cold day, even snow.
It's supposed to get cold tomorrow.
See?
Temperature is supposed to drop tomorrow, but right now I've still got my snow tires on the vehicle and I am just a little leery about removing them just yet.
Yeah, because it's happened.
I have a feeling we're going to get one more dumping of snow.
I think so too.
We call it, end of winter.
Now, G Mama is saying hello to GT in Alaska, and Anthony SGB 1949 says in Barbados they call it a wardrobe. That's very British.
Very English, very British.
A wardrobe.
A wardrobe.
But how do they say that in Jamaica? They don't say wardrobe. They say wardrobe. They put an L in there. There's no L in the word wardrobe.
Listen. You guys need to understand one thing.
My goodness.
Jamaica is not a real place.
No.
Just understand that. It's not a real place. Anything goes.
Now, we have a new person here. Mambo. I like that name. It makes me want to
get up and do some mambo.
Says, hey, Nino and wife. Hey, Nino and wife.
What's going on there, Mambo?
Happy to see you. It's Mambo. Jewel.
Mambo. What's going on, Jewel? What's going on? Hey, Mambo just makes me feel like New York. It's so nice they name it twice.
Yes.
Mambo. I like that.
Now, Bluebird is saying...
Big up yourself, Jules.
Bluebird is saying exactly wardrobe because Bluebird is from the UK.
It's so British.
Now, G Mama Growing Hard in the Garden says the weather is still being a little tricky. 70s and 20s, ups and down most days. Exactly. Now, I've gone back there and I've been seeing little shoots pushing up, but we've had this weather like this and then get a full out winter storm. So I'm not convinced that we're not going to get
I'm
snow.
Actually looking forward to the summer. And I think one of the highlights for my summer this year, guys, and you're going to find this really odd, but last year I promised my two granddaughters that we're going to have a watermelon party. And I was never able to coordinate it because one weekend one would be around, the next weekend the other one. Well, the older one, Zuri, is so excited about getting a watermelon party on this year that she's gone around and told her grandparents, her parents, that none of you guys are invited.
I'm not invited.
Nope. None of you got. She, according to her, Grandma, you can take pictures.
I can take pictures, but that's about it.
But the party is gonna be between Malia, Zuri, and me.
That's okay.
We're gonna have.
I asked her if she wanted me. I said, why don't we grow the watermelon that you guys are gonna have the watermelon party from? But then when I kind of looked it up, that watermelon is gonna take
forever,
way too much space. Just to see, just to have them experience it. I still might do that. I'm not expecting to get a full-on watermelon, but we might be able to. Who knows?
We might have to.
We can teach them how to grow.
We're gonna buy.
You can buy one, but it would be fun
and
to teach
she's
them.
looking forward to that, and so am I, because we didn't do it last year. We must do it this year. That's a given.
Now, GT Grows it. Alaska says that he has a Barbados cherry plant on the way there to Alaska. A Barbados cherry plant. How did you snag that? Wow. And will it grow in Alaska? Are you going to have to keep that indoors? Because that's a lot of, part of this grow more, spend less business with me. I am going to start to save a lot more of my plants.
And seeds.
And gathering of seeds. Yeah. Now you guys can't see, but behind you here, I have such a collection of geraniums. Okay. And what I've been doing with these geraniums. What
else you got here?
I got these geraniums from a lovely little lady on Facebook Marketplace. Her name was Vera. Vera sold me a few plants that she grew herself, and she was such a lovely lady with so much knowledge.
Is this another geranium?
Vera, if you're watching, hello. So what I'm doing is taking little cuttings from the big plant, and each of these will end up being a plant. Now I have some that I've started from seed, and I am doing a video, but I would grow these plants from seeds. They do well for me, flower and do beautiful all summer long. And then I just let the winter take them. Why am I doing that? I can bring these in, do a lot more cuttings. Listen, spend less, plant more. Plant more, spend less. That is the motto. And I'm taking y'all with me. No matter what you say, we're going to plant and we're going to spend less this year. And you guys are coming along for the ride. You see, this little plant here in the store would cost me $7 for something this size. 7 Canadian dollars, if you can believe that. When all I did was take a little cutting off the mother plant, and this will grow on, and I can use it in my garden.
Hey, I just love the question that is being posed there. That's just
where are we? Okay, where are we?
Well, I'm not sure where you are in terms of questioning. But I love Gary's question. But
let me ask you this individually. What's your greatest joy about being grandparents?
Wow.
What's your greatest joy? Being able to give them back and saying, take back your baby.
No. A matter of fact, it's a complete opposite, because the youngest one, Malia, she lives with her parents. We're fortunate enough to have Zura with us a lot of times. And when it's evening time and it's for Malia to go home, Zuri and I, we will kidnap her and we'll go lock ourselves in the room. Zuri gets distressed
when Malia has to leave.
She'll come and she said, Grandpa, she's taking Malia. And, she'll even start crying.
Yeah.
She doesn't want Malia to go.
Yeah.
And so the three of us will scour upstairs and we hide ourselves in the room. We go under the blanket. And we're like, we can't let her take Malia.
It's a whole production, guys. But for me, are you done? Sorry.
No,
off.
The enjoyment here is that I just love having them around me. I just love watching them. I watch them play with each other and just do crazy things. I just love them.
For me, I think it's seeing the transition. Before, when our kids were smaller, sure, you notice the little things, but you were so busy being a parent, working your ass off, trying to pay the bills that you probably missed a lot of little things. Maybe you weren't able to appreciate them as much, but as grandparents, you can appreciate them a lot more. Like those two, sometimes the questions they ask or the way that they play or the things that they do, it just blows your mind, that they're so smart.
And I always say that if I knew that it was this good to have grandkids, I would just forego having kids altogether and go straight to grandkids.
It's impossible.
It's impossible, but
now G Mama Growing Hard in the Garden is saying a watermelon party sounds fun. I think it does sound fun. With a homegrown watermelon would be more fun.
It would be awesome. Would be
And
awesome.
GT Grows in Alaska says that he's definitely growing that cherry plant indoors, and it was $6 for the plant. It's a small plant, but he would definitely be growing it. Now, are you going to get cherries from that plant, or is it just like an ornamental cherry type of deal?
I'm thinking that it wouldn't be a bad idea to take them to a watermelon farm and pick her watermelon from there.
Do we have those? I know we have strawberry. You can pick your own strawberries.
I'm sure we can find a farm that grows watermelon.
Now, G Mama says, "Oh, she's excited about your plant there, GT." She's saying that the cherry plant sounds exciting. Now, Bluebird says, "Yay, it's great to do things with the kids like that. Kids like that grow more." Yeah, it is great to expose them to more things. But these nowadays kids, especially the ones,
excitement,
especially the pandemic kids that were born over the pandemic, where they were kind of sheltered for a little bit.
The sheer excitement last
summer,
they
are very smart,
of watching Zuri, her oldest granddaughter, show her dad a strawberry patch that she grew last year.
Yeah.
So she planted a strawberry, and I remember watching her running to the backyard.
She's so excited.
Come on, and this level of excitement on her face. And she went up to the strawberry plant and goes, "Look, there's actually a strawberry there." She was
she grew it herself. She was very excited. So we definitely are going to do that again this year. Now, G Mama is saying, yes, she's with me. She is surely with me. Grow more, spend less. So let's make this a revolution, guys. Grow more, spend less. And I will help to guide you through. I'm not the expert gardener, but I know a little thing or two.
You're going to appreciate the spend less part.
Yes.
And grow more.
And I have enough garden friends on here. We can all do it together. We have A&I Family Adventure TV in the house. Welcome. She's saying hi, Nino and Lo, and everybody else. Good evening. Hi, A&I. Thanks for joining our chat. Now, SGB is saying, how is he going to get that cherry tree to live in Alaska? If he has a special secret, I would like to know. All right, GT, the floor is yours. Answer him. He's from Barbados. Anthony's from Barbados, and he wants to know, how are you going to get that cherry tree to live in Alaska? Listen, don't play with GT. GT has that indoor gardening down pat up there in Alaska. Don't play with it.
I don't know, but if I were you, GT's
laughing.
I would start feeding that plant some cuckoo and flying fish.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
That plant would do well. That plant would be happy.
Now, GT Jr. Grows It in Alaska says, I'm going to grow it indoors during the winter. He has a grow room set up in his garage. So that's the answer there, Anthony.
Climate control.
You see, us gardeners in these small climates, we can't wait until the last frost to then start gardening. Or else our seasons are so short, we would never get to reap anything. Because I know a lot of my garden friends down south, they've already started planting. Some of them have already started reaping. Their gardens are looking amazing already. The ones down in Texas and in Florida, but the ones that are further north in the colder climates, we have to start things indoors. I've just now started my seeds because usually I'm so anxious. I start them too early. And then I have this whole house full of plants that I have to take care of for weeks on end. So I've learned my lesson and I've started them a little bit later. A&I Family Adventure TV is throwing up some hearts. She's giving us the love. And she says, you're welcome.
Is that how you do the heart thing?
Come on, rotary phone. It's like this.
I saw my granddaughter doing it.
It's like this. Hearts. Listen to him. Look at him. That's what I mean when I say rotary phone, guys.
I will wear the title well. I wear it
now. Ivan Berry, Small Axe, as we like to call him, says, love you guys. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy and proud of you. You're doing your thing and gravitating towards a global audience.
Global audience.
I like that. Although we do kind of have a global audience.
We do.
We have UK, we have Jamaica, we have Toronto, we have Greater Toronto, we have Anguilla.
Anguilla, yeah. We even got Brampton.
Yeah. He says, this means people are watching, people care, people love your topics of discussion. Well, thank you. He's saying he's going to drink on the beach now. See you next week, LOL. Well, have fun on the beach for us, and hopefully this summer we'll be having a drink on the beach with you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And yeah, he'll see us next week on the chat. Or I don't know, maybe he's coming to town. Yes.
Okay.
So Yeah, that is a good segue. Thank you, moderator, for letting us know that you're not sleeping over there. So with our live chats now, guys, with the Informer window, we've decided that we're going to try and come to you every Sunday afternoon at 4:30. If the schedule is going to change, we'll let you know in our community post, because we both work shifts. So we might not always both be off on a Sunday, but we're going to try our best, right? Because what are we going to do? Let me hear it. Plant more, spend less. All right. Anthony's saying you have the best idea with the flying fish and the what?
The cuckoo.
The cuckoo. What is cuckoo?
That cuckoo is like turned cornmeal.
And what's turned cornmeal?
What do you mean? I made that for you before. Remember polenta?
Oh, yes, the polenta.
Okay.
Speak English.
What do you mean speak English? What is wrong with this woman that says roadie?
INI Adventure TV is laughing. Now, Gary is saying, to comment on what Ivan Berry has said, I predict your channel is going to grow into something significant.
Ooh, I love that. Thank you, Gary. Love that.
And Lo, and he says, Lo, remember the schwa. So it's not Toronto, but it's Toronto. It's Toronto. Let's say Toronto. Like we're not saying every syllable. Toronto.
Interesting as you talk about Toronto, and I got to jump in here with this. I saw a guy wearing a Toronto Maple Leaf hat yesterday.
Okay.
And I just started to laugh.
Why?
Mind you,
because they don't win the games?
No, because if I'm going to wear a Toronto Maple Leafs hat,
they should at least be winning.
No, I'm going to be putting a paper bag over my face.
Why?
Because I don't want anybody to know who I am.
People here in Toronto support their teams,
and that's
win or lose.
We support the team way too much to the point where they just put absolute garbage on the ice every night, and the arena is still sold out. Because it's all corporate.
We Canadians are very polite. We support our teams.
Oh, yeah. We can support it, but I still want to wear a paper bag over my face with my Maple Leaf hat, because I'm proud to, not proud to be a Maple Leaf fan. I want to, express the fact that I'm a fan.
What about the Raptors?
But I want to show the Toronto
Raptors.
The Toronto Raptors. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. They're called the Raptors, right?
I am not a big hockey fan.
I'm a bandwagon kind of guy.
But I'll jump on that bandwagon if they're in the playoffs.
You win, you got my support.
Like when we took the championship, the Raptors basketball team for Toronto won the championship.
I'm telling you right now.
Did they go back to back?
No, they went back to back because there was no season the following year.
Which team was it that went back to back?
We went back to back.
Yeah.
But we only won one.
Oh.
And the following year, it was a pandemic and they were playing in the bubble.
I see.
So it wasn't really a season.
But when Toronto has a winning team, it's over. We support the team to the max.
When Toronto has as some of you guys know, we won the NBA championship. But I'll tell you right now that if Toronto Maple Leafs ever win the championship.
You're so rude.
It is going to shut down this city. Because I'll tell you, this is one person that's not going to work. I'll tell my boss that I'm not coming.
Listen, when the Raptors won the season for basketball, it shut down.
It was big.
City.
It was big. So imagine the Maple Leafs winning.
Thousands of people
They have not won a championship in almost 60 years.
And everybody was wearing Raptors gear. It was fun. It was fun.
If the Leafs ever won, it'd be amazing.
ANI Family Adventure TV says, that's awesome. I love all the things you do here on your channel. And she's giving us hearts. Well, thank you. We've been doing this now, like we've said, for 3 years, ever since the pandemic. And, we're a small YouTube channel and we do everything here ourselves. All the editing, the thumbnail, the lighting, all that stuff we've had to learn gradually ourselves. And I think, it's safe to say that right now it's like, I always tell him, who cares? Nobody cares. If the lighting's not perfect, it's fine. If whatever's not perfect, I think when we first started, we used to worry about that. We used to worry about all that stuff. I think now we're a lot more relaxed and it's like anything goes and we just go with the flow. Of course, you try to improve with your content, with how your content is presented.
And I think as well, moving forward, as we're both, fairly close to retirement, our plans are we're going to be doing a lot of traveling, as well as we're going to be traveling and vlogging.
Yes.
And just talking about a lot of places that we've been. So
yeah,
you're going to see an expansion onwards from just cooking and gardening to probably gardening review and cooking review and reviewing different resorts, different airlines, different, vacation spots or adventures. You're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit, I need to take a little break from Jamaica though, I must say. Although Jamaica, I have a soft spot for Jamaica, but I want to go to explore Africa a little bit more. I want Kiki Rising Queen. You need to take me to Ghana because she went to Ghana and had such an adventure there. And she said we would love it. I want to go to, a friend of mine went to Tanzania and the adventure that she had looked amazing. So that's something I want to explore. And I want to definitely go back to Egypt.
But we were invited to Tanzania many years ago and we never went.
Well, we've just come through the pandemic. And I mean, the world is a little bit smaller now, I think, with internet. And there's certain places that you have to be careful still when you're traveling. But we have that coveted Canadian passport. So we're kind of welcome. We have an all-access pass all the way around the world. We're welcome.
Island that we were to go to.
Seychelles. The Seychelles Islands. So Kiki Rising Queen is saying, yes, she can't wait when NINO and LO take Ghana. Do you think that could be a thing? NINO and LO take Ghana?
Do you think they could advertise that in the daily paper? NINO and LO coming to Ghana?
I'd have to research the food. I've never really had like the fufu and all that.
But you don't have, that's traditional food.
Yeah.
It's just like you have
Do they have McDonald's in Ghana? Do they have McDonald's and Pizza Hut? Yes, they do.
It's saying, do they have McDonald's in China or Japan?
Yeah, they do. They do. I'm just making a joke. But of course I would definitely try the traditional food. But my taste buds. I'm a little bit.
Do they have Burger King and KFC in Jamaica? Because all you can get is tripe and beans.
No, sir. No. Don't start with the tripe and bean argument. But no, there's certain things in Jamaica that you have to go to Jamaica to get.
Authentically.
And the taste there, it's like, I don't know, is it the hands that prepare the food? Even best cook
I think it just has to be, it has to do with the air, the water. You can't replicate that.
Well, something as simple as Jamaican patties. There is no patty place up here that is as good as like a juicy beef in Jamaica.
I beg to differ.
Really?
I beg to differ.
No, sir.
I beg to differ. I would say the old Randy's was top of their game.
Oh, well.
Right. There's other places. But again, it has to do with the air, the atmosphere, the water.
CC says, while you're at it, get your citizenship here. She says, I was just in Jamaica. They definitely have KFC.
Oh, yeah.
And it keeps them from cooking. KFC in Jamaica is on a next level thing. It's not just KFC. It is everything in a bag of chips because I don't eat KFC here, but when I go to Jamaica, you best believe I'm eating.
But I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Okay, and hear me out very carefully.
Oh, Cece says it's me, Cheryl. Wagwan,
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Texas in the
just
house.
Come in on a little ninja thing. Not even know say it's you.
But hear this little submission here. As far as KFC goes in Jamaica, when you go to a KFC restaurant in Jamaica, first of all, you're going to be waiting in line for an hour.
Definitely.
And the reason you're going to be waiting in line for an hour is because your batch has not been prepared yet. Okay, the 20 people in front of you, that batch is going to be for them.
Right.
So each batch that you get, it's going to be freshly prepared. It's hot out of the grease, and anything that is hot and fresh is going to taste better than something that's been sitting around.
Yes.
You go to a KFC in North America, they have it in
nobody
a warmer.
Goes there.
It's not the movement of it is not as fast.
Yes. So
that automatically makes Jamaica up here, not because it's better and not because the recipe is any different.
No, but it is better.
I don't think so.
I think so, especially like their barbecue.
It's better for the sake of the fact that it just got prepared. It's fresh.
It's always packed, so there's going to be a line.
There's always a line.
Kiki Rising Queen is saying yes, they have KFC, Burger King, and Pizza Hut, and she's referring to Ghana.
There you go.
Well, I'm excited to travel the world. Ghana, I would go to Ghana. I would definitely go to Ghana.
But you're debating.
No, I'm just thinking of all the shots that you have to get. I think you have to get some shots to go to Ghana. And you know me.
I think most of the world you have to get a shot to go to any third world country.
Well, it's a good idea to get your hepatitis shot when you go really any traveling. We don't always do that, but I think the first place I'm going to go, like I said before, is Japan.
Japan's going to be your first trip at some point this year.
Yeah.
And from there, it's going to be...
Because I got to go visit my boy.
It's going to be a coin toss as to where we go. What will be
that's what CC is trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
KFC stands for keep from cooking. KFC, keep from cooking. Okay.
Well, they sure utilize that. They utilize that well.
Yeah,
I'm a cooking thing.
I'm a little bit tick.
Or are you a rotary phone?
No, I'm not a rotary phone. Now, ANI Family Adventure TV is saying, yes, that's true, Jamaica. I guess you're talking about the KFC because ANI Family is in Jamaica.
ANI Family. Guys, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Just a reminder, thumbs up, hit that heart in the right-hand corner.
Saying after we do Japan, then go to Malaysia. Ooh.
Malaysia sounds exciting.
Malaysia sounds good, and I know they have good food. All that Malaysia, Thailand area.
I have a coworker that just came back from Vietnam for 3 weeks.
And you can get some good clothes.
He said the food and accommodation is very cheap over there.
Wow.
It just costs a lot of money to get there.
Yeah. We are Dream Warriors back in the house. They had to step out for a minute. It's all good in the hood. And CC is saying, hey, back to Kiki. And ANI Family Adventure TV says, yes, I am in Jamaica. Now, guys, most people that have a picture on their profile here in the chat have a YouTube page. So you can check out each other's page. Like ANI Family Adventure has one, Kiki Rising Queens. We Are Dream Warriors has a page. GT Grows Hard or G Mama Growing Hard in the Garden has a page, and GT in Alaska has a page. I believe Gary McIntosh also has a page. So basically, anybody that has a picture, check out their page, because a lot of the people that come to our lives and our channels that interact are small YouTubers, and we're all supporting each other, right? So give them a watch and check out their page and give them some support. And like I said, I will be posting a couple people from this live on my community page, the links directly to their channel so that you can check them out and we can build community, because we're going to try to come here once a week, every Sunday at 4:30 and build community. We can talk about all things Nino and Lo.
That's right.
And speaking of all things Nino and Lo, you were going to mention about the visa requirements that have now changed.
Oh yeah. So what's going on here, guys? The CARICOM, if you guys are not aware, CARICOM is the Caribbean communities. So that encompasses all of the Caribbean islands. They've just been told by the U.S. State Department that the rules have changed. And they have to, they're not asking them, they're telling them that they have to disassociate themselves from Cuba, in the sense that Cuba has been known for supplying and educating some of the most creative and inspiring doctors. So they export a lot of doctors and nurses to various Caribbean islands, which help with their local healthcare and facilitating their local hospitals.
They do a lot of charity work too.
And they do a lot of charity work. Now, they're being told that as long as you're doing that, the U.S. State Department is going to revoke all visas.
That's
and visa application, which is not fair.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're telling me how to run my country and who I can associate with and who I can't. Right. So right now, they've got some Jamaican politicians are saying, I'm pretty much going to vote for this because I don't want to lose my visa. And there are other islands, like I know Trinidad and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, their head of state there is saying, the hell with you, Mr.
Mia Motley?
Don't mess with Mia Motley.
She's a bad mama jamma. That is the Prime Minister of Barbados.
Don't mess with Mia Motley.
She's a bad mama jamma.
You're going to be in trouble. She's a heavyweight, and she don't hold her words. So right now you got a certain Caribbean islands are saying, the hell with you. I can't comply with that because that's like a death sentence for some of my citizens, right? Yeah. So I'm glad to see that the CARICOM and the Caribbean community and all their governments are standing together in this to say, you know what? If you want to revoke her visa, revoke all her visas.
Yeah.
The hell with you. But we cannot be playing Russian roulette with their citizens' lives. So,
you know. Now, We Are Dream Warriors says, oh, well, I knew they couldn't call it chicken when now they use a hybrid bird. So, what? No best and not nails. I don't even know what you're saying. So they can hurt. Oh, there's no beaks and no nails on these chickens, so they can't hurt each other. They're a hybrid bird that KFC, so they can't say.
Well, it's not just KFC.
Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore because they're not.
That's why they're using KFC.
By government description or definition, they're no longer chickens, so they have to say KFC because they have no beaks and no nails, so they can't pick at each other. So that makes for a better production. That's probably why nobody eats it here, because when we were kids, Kentucky Fried Chicken used to be the bomb, but KFC not so much.
Licking good.
Now Tom Garvey, the keto cook, Wagwan Tom. So Tom was one of the channels that I featured last week, so you can get his link on my community page. And he's saying he's showing support. He says hit that like and subscribe. It really helps, and it really does help.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for the support. It really
does help because YouTube needs all this stuff to run their little algorithm. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, just double tap, hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed and you want to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Come on.
And I'm gonna send a shout out to Rose Dockery, my mother. I hope she's listening. Big up yourself, mommy. Big up yourself.
Now, ANI Family Adventure TV says that's a great idea. I'm not sure what she's talking about, which idea, but she says it's a great one. We Are Dream Warriors says, but I think it's the islands. They just use natural chickens, beaks and all. You want to know that a lot of those islands import a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, they have to import a lot of chickens.
You would think that because they have the fresh product there, that a lot of their food is homegrown, but it's not. They still import.
They import a lot.
Something as simple as fish.
I think a lot of their products there. They had a guy many years ago, a politician by the name of Roger Clark.
Yes,
and he was the minister. He passed away. He was the minister of agriculture. This man was a stalwart. He was a go-getter. He promoted eat Jamaican, eat local produce, local food, support your local farmers. And ever since Roger Clark passed away, they've just gone back to purchasing a lot of especially stuff. Purchasing from the U.S.
Yeah,
and all that. You know, you purchasing from the U.S. It costs a lot of money.
And that's why you need to grow a lot of whatever you can grow. You need to grow because we're getting a lot of these GMOs, genetically modified type of stuff, and by definition, certain things like you might have, I don't know, an apple. And it's so far from what an apple used to be that now they can't call it an apple. They're very colorful with their description of the food, but it's not the food that you're used to eating. And it's full of chemicals and it's modified and a lot of preservatives. So if whatever you can grow your own as best as you can. Like I'm saying, it doesn't take a lot.
And spend less.
Now, Gary says, Nino, question for you. When is the next video of a cookout? He wants to see some steak, some lamb, or some lobster.
Well, I tell you, Gary, it's not a matter of thinking. This summer, I'm going to be having one of those fabuloso kind of barbecue where we're going to have some lamb, some steaks, lobsters, you name it.
Yeah.
You know, as well as I think I'm going to also do a video about steak. Steak is one of those things where I saw the other day, guys. I was watching a channel the other day. I'm going to call this out. I'm not going to call any name, but I was watching this video the other day.
He was so like,
I was floored.
Food snob.
I was floored. There was a guy, and I don't know if the chef is still on there with me, but the chef will understand where I'm coming from. This guy was.
Well, you have two chefs. You got Tom and you have Anthony.
I'm talking about Chef Anthony.
I know, but Tom is also a chef.
Tom, big up yourself, Tom. Big up yourself. But the reason I'm calling out Chef Anthony is that's my mentor. This guy was pan frying a piece of inside round, which was just beyond me.
Not inside round.
No, not only was he pan frying a piece of inside round, but he said he was gonna cook it for 10 minutes on each side.
No.
And it was no more than it was a minute steak. If you know what I mean. It was a minute steak. This guy crucified the heck out of this. So I'm going to be making a video about how to properly
And he has a significant amount of subscribers. Yeah.
How to properly grill or pan fry a steak to the perfect doneness of your preference. Now, for me, it's medium. For you, it might be
a little bit more well
done. But this guy just crucified. When he was finished with that, I'm sure he could take that piece of steak and tack it on to the bottom of his shoe and use it for shoe leather. It was just beyond me.
But we're probably going to
So I'm going to be walking you through the process of the purchasing of a good quality piece of meat and how to go about pan frying it or grilling it to your perfection.
And so this summer, we will be doing a lot more backyard barbecues. Last summer, for some reason, that was when we were taking our little hiatus from YouTube. So we don't have a lot of content from last summer. We have some from the previous summers before when we were young and green YouTubers, and the videos weren't the best, but they're there.
We're gonna do some more this year, and we're gonna do a lot more, including my backyard watermelon party with my two grandies.
So Tom and Bluebird are saying hello to each other back and forth. I love to see when you guys connect in the chat, by the way. We Are Dream Warriors says, I'm always open to listen and learn. So much is still unknown. That's a good attitude to have because, boy, we're all learning. And I like to watch a lot of these channels that are here because I learn a lot from these people because I'm not an expert gardener. I just decided, you know what? I'm going to take this a little bit more seriously, do a little bit more research, and watch a lot of my friends here. We've become friends because they're so inviting. Gardeners, cooks on YouTube, you can ask any question. They're willing to give you the answer. So I'm with you there, Dream Warriors. I'm willing to learn. So much is yet to be discovered. Now, Cece says, nowadays, when you cut open an apple and leave it out, it doesn't even turn brown anymore. You see, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of the fruits, vegetables that we used to eat as kids, for instance, a peach. I haven't had a peach in years. Every time I have a peach, it something about the fruit, it reacts to my mouth, the fuzz. Or you never get a nicely ripe peach. It always is as hard as a rock. You have to bring it home and let it ripe.
It'll spoil before it even goes ripe. It's so horrible.
That's so true. So these fruits and vegetables are genetically modified these days. So you don't even know what you're getting. SGB, which is Anthony, says, I'm talking to Rose and she's watching. Very nice.
Big up yourself, mommy.
Now, you see that? Now, Rose is a great grandmother and she knows how to operate YouTube. So that's big up to that. That shows you that it's never too late to learn how to use technology. The funny thing is I called my mom just before we got on air and I said, Mom, we're going to be live in 2 minutes. She goes, really? I said, yeah. I say, ask Teresa, who's her great-granddaughter, to tap you in. And I said, by the way, how did you log on last time? My mom boldly said to me, I did it. Yeah, she did it herself.
Like, really? I was so impressed.
So kudos to Rose for not being a rotary phone like your son. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
He's a rotary phone.
I'll wear that rotary phone title.
So Nobius Nightshade is saying, oh, Cece. And Bluebird says, yeah, for the cookout. Bluebird, when we do the cookouts here, we do it good.
Yeah.
ANI Family Adventure TV says we don't export chicken. So she's in Jamaica. She's saying that they don't export.
They don't have enough to even supply themselves.
Yeah, but I think they import a lot of chicken.
They do import a lot.
They don't export a lot, but they do import.
Because I have seen with my own two eyes the best dressed chicken truck on the tarmac being loaded with cargo.
That's coming into the country.
Coming into the country. Yep, I've seen that.
And they have that rainforest where they get the fish. So sometimes when you think you're getting a Jamaican caught fish, it's a fish that's imported into Jamaica.
So what Rainforest does, and the reason they're able to sell their product at the price that they do, is that they get their fish mainly from Honduras. So they send the trawlers freshly frozen. So they'll send the trawler out. The trawlers will be out there for 3 to 4 months, just out there catching fish and dumping them in the hole. And so they'll be freshly frozen. Yeah, they're not fresh. Okay, so by the time Mr. Rainforest gets them to sell it for the same price or for a cheaper price to the restaurants, they then turn around and sell it for an exorbitant amount of money to the consumers.
And when you're there, you're ordering fish and you're getting fish, you think, we're on an island. I'm sure this is freshly caught, but it's not always.
Be careful about that.
So we like to deal with the local fishermen.
When a guy opens his freezer and you can see a freezer full of all 2-pound snapper.
Yeah.
How is that possible? So you're telling me when he casts his net, anything that's not 2 pounds, he's throwing it back in? Anything that's not snapper is throwing it back in? That's not the case. But
now Bluebird is saying, as far as the cookout goes, she wants well done. She wants her meat well done. And Bree's World is here. Hi, Bree's World. Everybody say hi to Bree.
Hello, Bree.
Bree is one of our new friends. We just found Bree. She's also here in Toronto. I love finding other YouTubers that are here in Toronto.
Bree is labeled. Bree is a Vinci sweetie. Hey, Bree. How's the new airport going in St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard that before.
Vincentians call themselves Vinci Sweetie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, welcome, Bree. Glad to have you. We Are Dream Warrior says, yes, he prefers his steak well done. Nobius Nightshade says, hello, Mama Rose. You see that, Rose? You're getting shout-outs in the chat.
Mommy getting shout-outs.
Now, Gary says, medium rare for me.
Oh, yeah.
And for Nino, too,
yeah.
if I recollect, correctly. Oh, yeah. Or is it just rare, Nino? Never blue, though,
no,
right?
Never blue. I'll take my steak medium rare. And just to let you guys know that which you're seeing in that steak is not blood, it's juice.
I can't have it when I squeeze it. I see that red jus, as these people like to call it.
Some people like the people that like blue steak, when they dig the knife and the fork in it, they like to hear moo.
Oh, I can't take it. Blue steak means that you just sear it for a minute, and that's it. You eat the steak practically raw. That's gross. We Are Dream Warrior says family over everything. So he's shouting out Mama Rose.
Big up, big up, big
up.
And
And Bree's World says, well done for me. I think a lot of Caribbean people like their meat, their red meat, well done.
I don't know where that comes from.
You know what? It's because they cook it to within an inch of their life. And then if it's still not well done, they add the browning so it even looks darker. So they're not having this rare meat. No way. They like their stuff well done. ANI Family Adventure TV says, yes, my husband works at Best Dress. So she's confirming
chicken.
that.
So you know that. Okay. Awesome. But they also have the old chicken farm thing down there where Best Dress, if you actually have a chicken farm, they will.
So they do have local chickens?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They will just come and pick up the whole lot as soon as they're mature enough.
Listen to this Canadian talking about Jamaican.
Oh, I know about Jamaica.
I know
What's
you
wrong
do.
with you? You don't know anything. I got a Jamaican passport. Do you?
That's okay.
Okay.
My passport is welcomed all over the world with a smile. Us Canadians are welcomed everywhere with a smile. Okay?
Except for you. Everywhere you go, they seem to see you coming.
Don't start. We Are Dream Warriors is saying hello to Bree's World. Vinci giving you the wave and says that his favorite fish is snapper.
Yes.
And Bree is saying we love our AIA. Is that the airport? Their AIA? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a wonderful airport. They just opened that international airport. A matter of fact, I think there are a couple, I think Air Canada flies in there, WestJet, American Airline, and it's great. Great for tourism, great for business, great for commerce.
Now, Bree is saying all's welcome, and I love your channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
ANI Family TV Adventures, giving everybody a wave. Gary says, hey, Lo, can we talk about the young Jamaican doctor we met? Now, let me tell you about this story.
That was a very interesting
story. We met with Gary last weekend. We went out for kind of like a late lunch. We went to the Danforth, which is, Midtown Toronto. We went to a Greek restaurant, Calabria, which is, it's so good. Chef's kiss. So we had some food
Best
at Calabria.
calamari in town.
And we were just talking at the table, the three of us, talking about all things Jamaica. As Nino's telling his stories and adventures.
We went to the other place, though. We met the
Dimitri's.
Doctor.
No.
Dimitri's.
No. He was in,
yes,
you're right. So
we decided to have dessert at Dimitri's.
So when we went to Dimitri's for dessert, we were there chatting, and Nino's telling about the stories when he used to be a boy, of 7, 8 years old, and he used to go into the bush and run a boat. And of course, I was saying, how could you do all these things?
Running a boat, for you guys that don't know, we would go to the bush as young kids, and we would buy whatever food we need from the local grocer and we'll go and cook in the bush.
Yes.
Or go to the river and cook. So
yes.
That's what we
so
call
he's
running a boat.
always telling these stories how they used to shoot birds and cook up birds and buy some flour. And I'm always very skeptical because I know what my kids were like at age 7 and 8. You wouldn't even let them go to the corner store, much less go into the bush, build fire and cook. But anyhow, this guy who was sitting next to us, he was obviously on a date with a pretty little girl. He says, and he had a very uptown Jamaican accent. And he says, I don't mean to interrupt, but it's true. He's telling, Anyways, we start talking with him. And, it was a nice conversation. Turns out he's a doctor. So he's here from Jamaica to study. He's a doctor. And, of course, I start talking to him. All things medical. That's my jam, right? So we started talking, and turns out that a doctor that I used to work very well with now, and who's married to my good friend.
We're friends with.
Yeah,
my dad.
And my good friend, he's married to my good friend, and he is a cardiologist in Jamaica. Turns out that he was this kid's teacher. I mean, he's not a kid; he's a grown man. But you see, you never know. And we just made that connection. We exchanged numbers.
But he also had another doctor that was a friend of ours. That taught him.
And I'm telling this story because you never know. Here's this guy away from home. He has a small little group of people that, he's met here, but we just randomly met him. We connected. And I said, anything you need, or if you have a question, you call us, He
was a great young man. Though.
Great young man. And
absolutely polite.
We just bonded awesome. There. So you never know. It pays to be nice and try to interact with people because you never know what people are going through, right? So where are we? I'm trying to keep up with the chat here, guys. But yeah, thanks for reminding me about that story,
Gary. Saying, Novius Nightshade is saying, he likes my necklace. Which one? This one or this one? Hey, Novius, interestingly enough, is I have backup of these things. I have backups because my granddaughters, they all seem to like to hang off them, and next thing you know, there's beads all over the place.
They broke this one the other day.
Oh my goodness, they're always breaking them. So I always make sure
that. And this guy had a backup.
Whenever I go to Jamaica, I just buy a couple and just put them away. Those are my backup in case my granddaughters decide to break.
Pinky's saying that he likes his steak blue wear a limatel. He doesn't like no blue wear. And Bluebird is also welcoming Bree to the chat. You see that, Bree? You're getting all the love here. I hope you guys go and check out Bree's channel. Give her a subscription because she's also a small YouTuber. Mm-hmm. And we're all just trying to get along in this YouTube world. And we have Velita Samuels in the house. Woo! Velita is saying good evening. Welcome back.
Velita. Welcome.
She said she likes it. Well done. She's giving us a thumbs up.
Nice.
Velita is a good friend that used to work with Nino. Nice to see you here, Velita. I hope you're having a great day. Really nice. And Bree is saying hi back to everybody. And Cece is saying, well done is too tough for the steak. I agree with you.
That's well done.
Well done is a little too tough for me, but I don't like to see too much of that red jus, as they say. They don't call it blood. They say it's not blood. It's jus. J-U-S. Bree is saying, thanks for the welcome, everyone. And ANI Family Adventure is giving ways. ANI Family Adventure TV also it has a YouTube channel, guys. You can go ahead and check out her channel and give her a subscription there too.
Alana
ANI says, yes, river cooking is great vibe.
Great vibe, absolutely. River cooking these days in Jamaica is actually an adventure. They have various tour groups in Jamaica that will organize river excursions.
Like
with
Colas.
Tourists. Yeah.
I think that's how you say his name. Let me tell you,
river excursions.
My father, who's down there right now is watching, I think it's Colas TV. That's all about the river cooking. Yeah. He is Colas' #1 fan.
Yeah,
that's a big
set up river
Jamaican
cooking.
YouTuber that cook, and he says he likes it because that's how he used to cook as a boy.
It's amazing vibe. They just bring everything to the river, do everything right there, down to washing all the wares.
Yes.
Now,
Alana Sullivan is here and says,
hi.
Hi, Alana. Welcome,
How are
Alana.
you? Welcome to the channel.
Thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. And We Are Dream Warriors says he's listening to Lo's story. Glad you're listening there, Dream Warriors. There might be a quiz at the end. And he says, so true. This is a great story, because you got to reach out to people. Like, I know Dream Warriors who's toured the world in concert doing his hip hop all around the world, has fans and friends in every corner.
Touch a lot of people.
Now, if you guys don't know, We Are Dream Warriors in the chat is a bit of a musical icon. They're from the Canadian hip hop scene since the 90s, and they have a numerous amount of hits. They have Juno Awards, which is equivalent to a Grammy here in Canada. So if you've never heard of them, you can go and check them out. What is this? Oh, anyhow. All right, let me continue in the chat. Yeah, like I was saying, Dream Warriors, you guys need to go check them out. And I know that they're just kind of starting their YouTube journey. They're kind of revamping it. So you can go over to their page, We Are Dream Warriors, check them out. You'll see some of their music there, and you can give them a like and subscribe to their channel.
And don't wash your face in my sink.
That's one of their songs.
That's the Dream Warriors song.
ANI Family Adventure TV is just smiling and I guess enjoying the vibes. Bluebird says, broken necklaces, so many stories, shaking my head. Kids love to swing.
They just hang on those
grab
necklaces.
onto those necklaces. But the thing that's really weird about this rotary phone, he has backups. I couldn't believe he went upstairs immediately and had the necklace replaced.
You know what it is? I'll tell you this.
That's weird. Who does that?
I'll tell you this. So my earring on this ear, I put this in when I was 16 years old, and I've never taken it out since I was 16.
You've never taken it? Yeah, you've taken it out.
I've taken it out. Well, how often do you see me without it?
You look like a bloody pirate.
No, now there's a reason why I have this, and that, when I put this in was the very first time that I ever heard of a guy by the name of Nelson Mandela. And so this, it's very significant to me, and I relate this to Nelson. Right? And so my thing was always that, Nelson, the history of Nelson Mandela and the cruelty that he endured. And I always said to myself that, as long as my people are in shackles and chains, that's going to be my symbol of shackles and chains. That's why I don't ever take it out. The same thing with my necklace. If I don't have this, I feel naked.
And you would look weird without it.
I feel naked.
And in the 90s, it was in the 90s when Nelson Mandela came to Toronto.
And
our son, we only had the one at the time, I think. And we all went down to where he was, down Queen's Park, where we have all our government buildings. We actually saw Nelson Mandela.
I almost shook hands with the man. It was so close to him.
It was a life-changing experience to see Nelson Mandela within. You could reach out and touch him. And another thing to that point, We Are Dream Warriors, one of my favorite songs that they have is called Sink Into the Frame. And that song was written with a group from South Africa called Siaka. And that song was before Nelson Mandela was released. And if you listen to the words, because a lot of their music, although it's rap, it's not like gangster rap, or it's not that hard-hitting rap. It's a lot more metaphorical. Yeah. And you need to kind of sift through the weeds, and then you'll kind of understand what they're saying. It's like poetry, really. And that song, Sink Into the Frame of the Portrait, is talking about apartheid, and you have to look at the world through someone else's eyes. And I just love the beat, the way that song flows. It feels like water flowing down.
Check it out, though, guys. We Are Dream Warriors. Go and check that out.
Where are we here? ANI is saying hello to Bree. And Bree World is just really loving it, saying hi back to everybody. Bluebird is saying hi to Velita. I love how our little community just vibes and meets, says hello to everybody. I love that. Spread the love. Now we have Pat Nick, and Pat Nick is new. Everybody say, give a wave to Pat.
Gwaan.
And Pat says she's loving this conversation.
I love that you guys can all join us. Enjoy the vibe, and we just vibe and just
chilling on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, no better way to go.
Informer window. We Are Dream Warriors is saying hello to Velita. Now we have DTS Soul. DTS Soul, welcome DTS Soul. Nice to have you here.
Big up yourself.
He says,
and welcome.
so you guys big up yourself from
Salute to the
JVD
DR.
Powerhouse Sound Crew. Now you sound like one of those back in the day Toronto sound crews that both of us used to jam to. You know, that old
Sunshine Sound Crew, Maceo, City Crew.
What? Listen,
way back when.
I might look nice and refined right now, but I was a hip hop girl back in the day on my roller skates. What are you talking? No.
How many times did you drop?
No, well, I used to drop, but not very often. Deal, right? Listen, roller skating, hip hop, that was our thing back then, guys. ANI Family Adventure says, yes, Colors Smith TV is an awesome team. So, yes, she knows all. My father loves that show. He watches it every day.
That's a wicked show. Though.
We Are Dream Warriors are saying hello to Alana Sullivan. Welcome in. Welcome in. And Bluebird says, hello, We Are Dream Warriors. She says, yes, they are huge in English and the UK. They're our version of Run DMC's. What did I tell you? We got superstars in the chat, guys.
We got to bring Dream Warriors on the show one day.
Yeah.
We got to bring Dream Warriors. And you guys out there, you got to just get all them people over in the UK to tune in when we got Dream Warriors live.
Dream Warriors came out. Their first song was called My Definition. And the actual music that plays in that tune is a song that was a Quincy Jones tune.
Yeah.
So Quincy wrote the music to that. It's just an instrumental because you know Quincy was all into the big band, and then
My
Dream
definition
Warriors
of a bombastic jazz
with
style,
hip hop, and kind of fused it together. Quincy loved it and gave them permission and blessing to use that song, which became a #1 hit worldwide, but started out in England. So Big Bird, who is in England, is saying yes, they were very huge in the UK. That it. Over there, they were as big as Run DMC. So I'm glad we got that recognition. But check out their channel, guys. I'm telling you, we got superstars in the chat. Now, ANI Family Adventure TV says, yes, that's true. You guys have such a great vibe. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
We love that you recognize that. And we love that, again, that you guys can join us.
And very flattered.
Spend your Sunday afternoon with us.
Yes.
And just keep supporting. We love it.
Big up Dream Warriors from Nobius Nightshade, and Dream Warriors is telling everybody blessings. Now, Breeze World says, we are so excited in Ontario. The weather is warming up. What? May I tell you, I can't wait to get out into my garden, Bree. The weather is almost scary. The weather is almost scary. DTS Soul is saying salute to the Dream Warriors. And Pat Nick is saying, hey, y'all, keep it up, keep it up.
Keep supporting us.
And We Are Dream Warriors says, yes, that song is on the 3/4 Imagine. Oh, the pace of the music is in 3/4.
Sink into the frame of the portrait.
It's kind of like
Sink
a waltz.
Into the frame of the portrait. That's
he
a
says
really
it's
nice
in
song.
3/4. He says, in the pace of a waltz, sink into the frame of the portrait. But I'm telling you, I love that song because
I can hear the song in my head right now.
It's so soothing. It just flows so nice. It looks like SGB is waving bye.
All right, bye. SGB. All right, Chef, take care. It's good having you. Thumbs up.
We Are Dream Warriors is explaining the pace. It's like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Guys, don't forget to throw those thumbs up in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and on the bottom right-hand side, hit that heart button. Give us some love. Show us some love.
Nobius Nightshade is saying that he remembers the house parties that he used to love those. DTS is giving us a wave and an up. Breeze World says, you ever roller skate at Scooters World? What are you talking about,
we got on the scooters.
What are you talking about? All night skates? We were
scooters,
there. We were
roll away, roller works.
What? Roller skating was
called
our
roller. We were in that
thing back in the day.
I remember even back then we used to have an arena up the street where they had roller skating. We used to ride our roller skates on the road. We used to ride our roller skates on the road to the arena, and then we were there skating for hours on hours. It was
listen, I know my way around roller skates. Even in my big age right now, I still do it. Roller skate.
As a matter of fact, a few years ago, we decided to go roller skating with the kids. Yeah, and they were amazing.
They were a mess.
They were, but we just went around.
Still got it.
Doing our jab. The only difference The only difference is after one lap, I needed an oxygen mask.
Yeah, you can't go around as much. But oh yeah, we still got it. We still got it.
We still doing it.
We Are Dream Warriors saying next thing you're gonna ask them to do a freestyle. ANI is giving us the hearts again. Nobius Nightshade says I can see Nino trying that.
Oh yeah.
Bluebird says house and basement parties. That was the thing back then.
Basement, you know it.
Listen, that was the best era, not like now.
The best part of that basement party is beating down the furnace.
Yeah. When you have a song that you like, boom, 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 no matter what.
Furnace. Stop beating on the furnace.
Pat Nick is our photographer, We Are Dream Warriors says, who came on that tour and documented many archives at the Go. Okay, so Pat Nick. Here in Toronto, there's a hip hop installation at the Ontario Art Gallery of Ontario. Yeah. That is something I want to see in it. And it says here that Pat Nick is a photographer who came on tour with them and took a lot of those pictures and documented their tour. So if you're all the people in the chat that are here in Toronto, go to the art gallery and check out that installation about the history of hip-hop.
Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Bree is just saying, and Mimico. Oh. How can we forget Mimico? Yeah, that's the birthplace in Toronto. Birthplace of roller skating.
Pat Mimico. Nick in the chat. Well, nice to have you here, Pat Nick. And your documenting of that special golden era of hip-hop is well appreciated because we didn't have smartphones back then. So we didn't have, videos of every little thing. You had to take, pictures back then with real film and, get it developed and hope that you at least got one good picture. So the fact that you have gone and documented all those things from back in the day, kudos to you and salute. Awesome. And I am definitely going to catch out that installation at the art gallery. And yes, Breeze World, we used to go roller skating at Mimico. Of course we did.
Mimico.
ANI Family Adventure TV is saying that the thumbs up like has been done.
Thank you.
Because we're not always remembering to say, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, go ahead and do that now. And the little heart in the bottom corner of your screen.
Bottom right-hand
corner of your screen. Just keep pressing that so YouTube knows that you're loving what's going on over here. Now, Nobius Nightshade says, oh, wow. Hello, Pat Nick. Much respect. We Are Dream Warriors is saying Pat Nick even won the award for the cover picture of their third album, The Master Plan.
That's awesome.
And that was a picture with with the little kid with the dreads. Mm-hmm. Wow, we have some talent in the chat today. Well, salute to you, Pat Nick. You do great work.
Excellent.
Bluebird says rollerblades is the new roller skates, but it's not the same. You know what? Coming from a woman of a certain age, I can't do rollerblades. Roller skates, yeah. That's it. Those were the days. ANI Family Adventure TV says, I guess with the beating of the thermos. I'm telling you. And she says you are welcome for the thumbs up.
Now, mind you used to be able to go to a house party and all the booze was free. They would even feed you.
Yeah. And you didn't even have to know the people who were throwing the party. Yeah. And there was no violence.
A lot of times they probably wouldn't even have booze.
Yes.
They would have like sodas. Yes. But they would feed you. Mom and dad would feed you before you leave.
Now, Breeze World says the good old days, DJs blasting music all night long. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And SGB is saying, have a blessed evening.
All right, Chef. Have a good one. Nice of you to join us.
Now, we have reached 1 minute and 47, 1 hour and 47 minutes in the chat.
And some of you guys have stuck with us throughout
the whole thing.
We so appreciate you.
Yes. We keep saying that we're going to do hour and a half.
Well, sometimes we go over.
We went over. That's all right. But it was great having you all here. And thank you so much for joining.
Yes, and we will have to do this again.
Next, same time, same place.
Same bad time, same bad place.
So that will be Sundays going forward at 4:30. We're going to try and make it here. So,
and if we're unable to make it, we will send out an announcement because as Lo says, we both work shifts and sometimes the times don't coincide with each other. So pose a bit of challenge sometimes.
Now, Bree World is saying, nice meeting you guys, that you really enjoyed.
Bree, it's a pleasure. Vinci Sweetie.
Kiki Rising Queen, our Ghana tour guide, is saying it sounds good. So I hope to have you here back next Sunday. And Gary is saying he enjoyed every minute.
Enjoy
and
having you
Gary,
guys.
I'm going to get you on here because we need
have
to
get Gary on
your
here
book.
As well.
ANI Family Adventure says, amazing work, you guys. Thank you, ANI.
Thank you, guys.
Bree's World says that she will definitely be back.
Hey, Bree, don't forget to bring a friend. Bring a friend who's going to bring another friend.
We Are Dream Warrior says, amazing. Had a great time as always. And Gary says, come on, you guys. Just retire already and do this full time. Oh, my God. We got to pay the bills. Nobius Nightshade says he can't wait for the next time, and he's following. Thank you so much for the follow.
Always thanks for the support.
Thanks for the follow. And if there's any topics you guys want to touch on, you can always send us a message, either, I don't know, under one of our YouTube videos, or we are also on Facebook. Well, we don't have a big platform on Facebook, but we're there, and we're also on Instagram as NINO and LO, and on TikTok. We're not always there either, but we will eventually see your message.
Big up on yourself.
All right. So
and I want to say a special hello once again to my mother. Hi, Mom. I know you're watching. So
now don't even play, guys.
Hey, but hold on. We need to see Mama Ludi. Where Mama Ludi is?
Hold on,
Mama Ludi.
The reason why I'm saying this, he doesn't call his mother Mom, guys. He calls her Mommy.
Yeah,
he calls her Mommy.
And it's not just me. All my siblings do.
They all say Mommy.
All my siblings call her Mommy.
That's why my kids, I think, never called me Mommy. They say Mom or Mother, but they call her Mommy.
That's for Mommy.
Very endearing. But anyhow, Bluebird is saying thank you for streaming, and thank you all for being here. And I think we're out.
Yes.
What's under my nose?
What's under my nose? I'm
out. All right, guys. Bye, and have a good evening.
You guys.
We'll see you next week.